Happy Solstice, everyone. Yeah, so exciting, isn't it? The joy in this room is overflowing. The light is coming. It's pretty wonderful evening. And it's almost a full moon, too. A cold moon, I hear, tomorrow. So welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. If you're here for the first time, we invite you to raise your hand so we can fully... look at all the ladies. Thank you so much for being with us. I think we have some literature. Do we have some on the table, Jenny? Some newsletters and bulletins and little info about Unity. We've got lots of exciting things going on here. So if you like this evening, you might like some of our other events or Sunday morning services. So we invite you to pick up that literature and come back. So we're pleased you're here with us tonight. So how's everybody feeling? Are you ready? Yeah. Yeah, I told you, lots of joy. Well, we're going to start out with kind of setting the tone for this evening with the beautiful bowls that Shala is playing. There's lots of great music in store for you, some meditations, and actually lots of surprises that I don't know about because our beautiful Jenny Landfield is the producer of the entire event. So let's give a round of applause to Jenny. And by the way, since there's so many newbies here, I'm Reverend Kristen Powell. I have the great pleasure of being the lead minister here in this community, and I hope that you get an opportunity to connect with some others maybe afterwards with the fellowship time in the community room where there'll be lots of abundant food and dancing and more joy. So maybe you'll meet some new folks there too. So I want to invite you now just to relax, allow yourself to get centered as we begin with some meditation time, and to let the beauty of the bowls really seep deeply into your heart and your soul as we move into this really sacred acknowledgement of the changing of seasons and so many traditions really that celebrate all of the holidays, all the religious holidays at this time of year are about the coming of the light in so many different ways. So Christmas Eve, certainly in a couple of nights, we'll be celebrating here at services at 5:30 and 7:30, the winter solstice this evening, and of course we just had Hanukkah, and there will be Kwanzaa, and so many more. I can't even think of them all to name them right now. But so in another way, we are joining in solidarity with people of all faiths all over the world. Isn't that beautiful? And that's an important piece for us at Unity, too, to be a welcoming place that honors all the paths to the one. So I just invite you to get still, to whatever that is for you, to be comfortable, to move into a time of centering and grounding so that we can really open our hearts and our minds tonight to what Spirit has in store. And so perhaps we'll begin with some breath. And just allowing yourself to land. Maybe you've had a busy day, and so there might be a little bit of shoulder movement that needs to happen, or neck movement to kind of relax yourself and let go of some stress or whatever has come before this moment in time. And that rhythm of the breath, finding our breath, is always a wonderful way for us to begin to feel into our own bodies, and by doing so, really the body of Earth, which is part of what we celebrate on the solstice. And so knowing with every breath that we take, we move a little closer to the sacred Mother Earth. And we become more aware of the sacred presence of Spirit within us. Available to us tonight is rest. Setting aside any busyness of the holidays and moving toward that still point. The still point deep within our own hearts and souls. As T.S. Eliot would call it, the still point of the dance. The resting between the movement that just happened, the actions and words that just occurred a moment ago, and the expressions of love and joy and truth that we are, that are yet to happen. You might even notice as you're paying attention to your breath that there is that slight pause after a nice deep belly breath inhale. And then there's that slight pause before the exhale. And when we exhale, we just simply let go. Surrendering to Spirit over and over again. Returning to the best and the highest part of ourselves, and the fullness and the allness of the Source that is everywhere present upon the earth. Feel our feet making contact with the earth. Through the soles of our feet comes the energy of the Mother. Place that we call home, that supports us every step we take in life. And the sacred Mother Earth invites us to take rest. Whatever is going on in our lives and our hearts, we just turn it over tonight, to be held, to be celebrated, to be comforted, encouraged, seen, whatever we need right now in our lives. From Victoria Patella are these words. Winter is awakening. Solstice sun is rising. The heart of nature dreaming. Poems of earth now sleeping. The seeds are quickening in Mother's sacred living. What seeds are you sowing on this darkest day of the year? What seeds do you plant in the fertile soil of your own heart so that when the light begins to grow from this day forward until the summer solstice, that your seeds begin to grow with the light? What seeds do you cast in the fertile place of your own mind that will be illumined by divine light? Place your blessings here in the heart of the mother, in the heart of your own heart, in the illuminated space of your own mind. And welcome the light to see them grow into the new year, your dreams, your intentions, what you hold for your own life, for others, for the earth. And so we say thank you to our own source, to the source of all creation, and to all these dreams and seeds that have just been planted in our hearts, in our minds, in our collective soul. We see them growing with ease and grace and joy through the rest of our holiday season and into the new year. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. So now I'd like to invite to come up and share a bit with us our producer, Jenny Landfield, who has brought her creativity to this center in so many ways. And an event like this, I'll say, Jenny, do you want to participate in Solstice? And she'll say, sure. And then she'll run with it and fill the room and bring in all these collaborators. And I just am so ever so grateful, Jenny, that you have found your way to Unity of Walnut Creek from our shared home church of Unity of Chicago, and that you have brought just this myriad of gifts to us that you give so ever so graciously and always out of the deepest heart of service. Thank you. Come on up.
Thank you so much, Reverend Kristen. For those of you who haven't been to Unity before, I think you're beginning to get a feeling for how marvelous a place this might be, right? Yes. This is our senior minister, ladies and gentlemen, so come back. Yes. Aren't we lucky? Yes. 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 Yes, we are very blessed. Just wanted to make sure everybody has their cell phones off. You know, I mean, it's okay for the jingle, but, you know, we can avoid it. We'll avoid it. So welcome to tonight's Solstice program. We have tonight many just marvelous musical contributions, dance contributions, artistic contributions, healing contributions. Just so many people have gone into the creation of this evening, and you all know who you are, and I'm so very grateful. People behind the scenes, you have no idea the number of people that go into making something like this happen, so I just want to really offer our gratitude to everybody who's made this possible tonight. So we have also, along with professional musicians, professional dancers, professional caliber, everything. We have our, our beautiful Unity family. We have some members of the choir here tonight. We have Larry up in the sound booth, who is our sound person extraordinaire. Larry is also a rockin' drummer. He's a really good drummer, too. We're so lucky in that way. So when he deals with sound, he deals with it very musically. We're all so fortunate for that. And we have a wonderful music ministry here. Tyler is going to be participating tonight. Tyler over here is our musical director. He and his wife, Lisa, just do a fantastic job with our music. So I'm just so grateful. And more than anything else, I'm just grateful for everybody that's here. We're so grateful that you came. It is your participation, your coming tonight, that makes everything that we've been doing, happen. It's making it worthwhile. It's making it fill up our hearts with the joy of sharing with all of you. So we're creating this evening together. We've sort of laid the groundwork, but you're involved in this too. So thank you, every single one of you, for taking your time out of your busy season and just showing up and sharing the winter solstice with us. We're very, very, very grateful. So thank you so much. The winter solstice comes at a very, very busy time of year, as you know, and it provides us with a very welcome kind of break from the busyness, right? It's sort of a quieter energy. The winter solstice it's almost like silence. There's a beautiful Hopi ceremony that's happened. Traditionally, the Hopi would go into a cave, and they carved one little hole in the cave so that just at the time when the solstice came, they'd be sitting in the dark cave, and then all of a sudden the light would enter the cave, and there was another harvest was going to be possible. The sun was returning again. So it's this beautiful, we're kind of in the cave, we're kind of waiting for the sun to return, and at the same time we're celebrating that as well. So we're also celebrating the light within us all. And that light never goes away, as well as the light of the sun never goes away. So we're just celebrating that always is available to us, that brilliance, that radiance, that warmth, that kindness that is human nature at its best. So as we await the return of the sun's light, we have a chance to reflect and to rest and to breathe. And so one of our first contributions tonight is a couple named Kaleo and Elise Chin, and they are just wonderful new people that have been coming around Unity, and we're so happy that they're sniffing us out, and we're just welcoming them with open arms. Kaleo and Elise are Qigong masters, really, and they're teachers of Qigong. They're artists, as I would say, of Qigong, and they teach together. They have also written several books about Qigong and creativity. So you can check in with them later about that. And some beautiful work that they're doing. And Kaleo is also a body healer and an energy worker. So I'm just going to invite them to come up, and we will enjoy their contribution for tonight. So Kaleo and Elise Chin.
So, aloha. And alo, a deeper sense of that word is, alo is in the presence of, and ha means the breath. So the breath of the divine. Aloha. Aloha. And what we're going to be doing is Qigong, and Qi is energy. You can feel the energy in this room. You can feel the energy in this room is warm. Like you can feel the heart, the anticipation. You can feel the souls. You can feel the prayer, all in this room. And it has a texture. It has a weight. It has a density. Right in this room. Outside is totally different. Yeah? So if you wave your hand like this, you can feel the texture. You can feel the warmth, the humidity. You can feel the consciousness. We are sitting together in this consciousness. And it's the consciousness of prayer and love. This is the web. This is the fascia. That connects us all. From deep within into the stars. And what we're going to do tonight with the Qigong is cultivate. We're going to gather, harvest the energy of the stars, of the sun, of the prayers in this room. We're going to gather and we're going to bring it in. Bring it deep into our hearts, into our souls, and back to the mother. Okay, so you can just follow along with what we're doing. And you can do this sitting or standing, okay? I only have 3 minutes, so. So we choreographed this on the big island of Hawaii, where my mother's family is from, right at the volcano. O divine source of all life, inspire me and open this vessel of creation and energy. As I savor the fragrance of earth, help me to release what harms me and guide me in loving myself and others. And fill me with the blessings of your light and the strength of Mother Earth as I cleanse and nourish. Cleanse and nourish in your grace, in your wisdom, and in your love. Amama Uanoa. Shall we try that one more time? Eaku ekumu maiola. Bring it right into your heart. O divine source of all life. Inspire me and open this vessel of creation and energy. As I savor the fragrance of the Mother Earth, help me to release what harms me and guide me in loving myself and others. And fill me with the blessings of your light and the strength of the Mother Gaia, as I cleanse and nourish. Cleanse and nourish in your grace, in your wisdom, and in your love. Ame Kiloa. Amama. Wanoa.
that, huh? Wow, thank you so much. Leah and Elise, that was just gorgeous. Thank you. So we are going to do a little, we're just kind of in a warming up our bodies. Another way that we can warm up ourselves is through laughter, right? Yeah. It's really good for our bodies. And so we have a couple people that are going to come up and share a little laughter yoga with you. And let's see what this is David and Liz. Sure.
Because I realized holding the mic, I'm going to be moving, and that's not going to work. My name is David Peterson, and this is
Liz Andrade. Hi, Liz.
And we're going to show or talk about laughter yoga. I just want to give a little bit of introduction of the history of laughter yoga. A long time ago, a gentleman by the name of Kataria, he was a person that was dying of cancer, and he locked himself up in a room and laughed himself to health. What a weird thing, but it worked. He came back and he was clean, fine. I just want to say that with laughter, some people think that it has to be done perfectly. No, not really. I mean, you can laugh any way that you want to. It can be a real laugh. It can be a fake laugh. It's breath. It's all about breath. Yoga, laughter yoga. What he was doing was about breath. This is all about breath. And so let's first, I'm going to do this. I'm so glad that he did the standing thing. I'd like everybody to stand up. Okay, let's all just take one big deep breath. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. And then go, ha. There we go. Let's do it again, everybody. Yeah. Okay, stop.
Okay, everyone, let's do the Queen's wave. Cheerio and rip pip pip and all that rot.
Another little bit of history is I'd like everybody to do this with me. Go, ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Okay, you do that anywhere, on a cruise ship, in the park. If you go up to somebody and go, ho, ho, ha, 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 they'll know. It's a key thing. You know laughter yoga. Ooh. And let's also do this. Very good, very good. Yay! Very good, very good. Yay! Now, what I also want to do is...
I want to do some mental flossing.
Okay.
Yeah. Here are mine. You gotta floss every now and then. There's a piece and stuck. That cleared my mind up. Yeah.
Now,
Very good.
Very
Very
good.
good. Yay!
exercise that's called Aloha Laugh. So again, let's bend down gently. Aloha. Do it again. Now we're all in touch with our hearts, I know we are. So let's get inside, deep down inside to your heart, and laugh from there. What a wonderful experience. And now let's all start with a little giggle.
You know, we ought to laugh at ourselves, you know, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I love to end off with everybody just namaste. Thank all of you so much.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Doesn't that just feel great? Woo! Nothing like a little laughter, right? Yeah. Thank you very much, Liz and David, for that. Yeah. How about that? Very nice. Now we have a very special treat. Our musical director, Tyler, is also a magnificent storyteller. So we're going to have a little taste of the Solstice according to Tyler, and then we're going to hear his Solstice story.
I like the Solstice according to Tyler. I feel like it should open with a joke after the laughter yoga, because you laugh at anything at this point. See? Is that good? Well, I just want to say, so winter solstice, thank you, Brian, is, so my take, technically, of course, it is the point in the sun's journey around, the Earth's journey around the sun, when the days are the shortest and the nights are the longest in the northern hemisphere. But it's interesting to notice that Earth-centered cultures for millennia, long before we had anything like Christmas happening, noticed this change, and it was very important to them. So there was a focus on that change of seasons and an awareness of the cycle of the suns that was really deeply connected to people who were, really living off the earth. And so these traditions that we're celebrating come from a deep reverence for those earth cycles, and it's really important to notice that tonight and feel that. This kind of a celebration connects us with ancient peoples. It connects us with our ancestors all the way back. So that's really significant. And the different cultures had different stories to talk about what was happening. The one that I have the most knowledge of, the Celtic people from the British Isles and their priests who were called Druids, there was a whole story throughout the year about different gods and goddesses and the cycle that they went through. This time, the solstice time, yes, it's the seed time, as Kristen so beautifully put it, but also it's the time when there's a sort of a power shift, and the oak god is actually now dominant. He takes over from this point until the summer solstice. The oak king and the ivy king is defeated temporarily. He'll be back. And the child that is born, the symbolic child, is the god of light at this time. And there's a lot of earth-centered traditions that have some kind of a birth at this time of year. So the solstice Christmas connection is an important one. And I want to just say, so some of us are aware that a lot of the traditions, like the tree, are pre-Christian, right? So the evergreen tree was revered because the leaves stayed green all year. There was the Yule log, which was burned. Again, trees being sacred, being connected to earth, nature. The tradition of burning the Yule log in some cultures sort of shifted into putting candles on the sacred tree, which then came down to us in the form of this Christmas tree. So I do hear some people say, well, you know, Christmas is just the Catholic Church just kind of shoved the whole biblical story of Jesus on top of the solstice, which was already there, as if that was kind of an inappropriate smashing together of two things. You could argue that perhaps biblically it's unlikely that Jesus was born on December 25th, but my point is symbolically, when you're already telling stories about the birth of light in every culture, why not take this new story about the birth of light, right, of a new consciousness, the way we talk about it in Unity as the divine within us, the Christ consciousness being born, why not add that to the mix as well? So I say, let's have Solstice welcome Christmas into the family and put them together. Reconcile the two, right? It's okay. They can live together. And so my story has to do with the importance of light coming back, which, again, something every culture thinks about. You know, the Hanukkah tradition that we just celebrated a couple weeks ago is all about lighting candles in the dark. Kwanzaa, which starts the day after Christmas, that's a modern holiday, was invented, basically, but had to have that candle element to it, just as Christmas does with the Advent candles and the lights everywhere. So bringing light in the darkness was really on everybody's mind for millennia at this time of year. And don't get it wrong, nobody was, crossing their fingers 10,000 years ago and hoping the sun was going to come back. They knew, right? They had observed the cycles. It wasn't like, oh boy, I hope. They actually realized that this was the turning point from careful observation of the cycles. So it was a celebration of that return of light. So that's our story, has to do with light returning and how important it is. But it's a folktale from Native American tradition. Darkness. Darkness everywhere. You could not see a thing. And it was dark all the time. The animals were bumping into each other day and night. They were trying to get their food, take care of their shelter, and they couldn't see a thing. It was terrible. Finally, by just sort of feeling around and gathering as many together as they could, they managed to have a meeting to talk about what are we going to do. We can't see. Something's got to change. Well, Squirrel piped up, as she often does. I have noticed that when I'm in the very top of the tree, on a rainy day, some days, there's a huge crack that suddenly appears in the sky and white light pours through it. So there must be light at the top of the sky. And all the animals thought about this. That is a good point, Squirrel. There is. We've seen those cracks. There's light up there. If someone could just go up to the top of the sky and bring back some of that light, we could see. But who's going to do it? And they talked and they wondered, and finally a voice spoke up. Couldn't tell who it was. It was dark. I will do it. Who's that? Who's that? They cried out. It is Condor. Oh, everyone said, Condor. He has big, powerful wings. He can fly high up in the sky and bring the light back. Yes, Condor, go do it. And so off Condor soared on his powerful wings, up and up and up to the very top of the sky. And sure enough, there was that crack with beautiful, shining light pouring through it. So Condor took a ball of that light and he bounced it on his head. Now, in those times, Condor's head was covered with beautiful black feathers. Condor then, with the light bouncing on his head, began to soar and glide his way back down to earth. But he forgot something. He forgot that light is also heat. And pretty soon that ball of light was so hot, he went, ah, and shook his head, and it fell out. It went out and was gone. And when Condor landed on the ground, all the feathers were burned off his head. And to this day, Condor has a bald head. And the animals were so disappointed. Oh my goodness, if Condor can't do it, who can? And they talked again amongst themselves. And finally there was another voice. I can do it. Who's that? Who's that?
It's Possum. Oh, Possum, they thought. She has big, strong claws. She's an excellent climber. She could climb to the very top of the sky and bring back the light. So they said, yes, yes, Possum, do it. And so slowly, not as fast as Condor, Possum began to climb and climb higher and higher up in the sky. And finally, she did reach that beautiful crack. She took a ball of that wonderful bright light and she balanced it on her tail and began to climb back down. Now, in those days, Possum's tail was covered with a thick layer of luxurious white-gray fur. And balancing it on her tail, Possum began to climb back down, but she forgot something. Light is also hot, and pretty soon it was so hot, she said, ow, and shook her tail, and the light fell off, went out, and was gone. When Possum got down to the ground, all the fur was burned off her tail, and to this day, possums have a bare tail. Oh, the animals were so disappointed. That's it, they said. There's no chance. If they can't do it, we're stuck in the dark forever. And they muttered and they moaned, and there was a very small voice in the back. I can do it. Who's that? Who said that? It is I, Grandmother Spider. Oh, Grandmother Spider. You're tiny, and you're slow, and you're weak. It's impossible. You could never do it. Well, said Grandmother Spider, you let Condor try. You let Possum try. Why not let me try? Well, just because you... Oh, all right. The animals agreed. Go ahead. There's no point. I mean, you're just going to fail, but if you really want to, go ahead. So Grandmother Spider got ready, but before she left, she did something. She went to the bank of the river and took a ball of very thick, wet clay and carried that in 2 of her 8 legs as she climbed up her web, letting a strand go as she went to find her way back. Up and up and up to the top of the sky, very slowly, very steadily. And at last, Grandmother Spider reached that crack in the sky, took the ball of light, but this time she made a hole in that ball of clay and put the light in there. And she carried the light in that ball of clay, that bowl of clay, as she made her way slowly back down. And the heat from that ball of light baked the clay bowl dry, and Grandmother Spider invented pottery. And then she reached the ground, and they were all so happy the light was shining everywhere. They threw it up in the sky where it stuck and shone all day long. And it was the sun, and it gave them light, and they could see from then on. And from then on, they had a great respect for Grandmother Spider. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Much fun. Much fun, much fun. So, I was just going to share a little bit with you about a conversation I was having with Keith. And he was saying that there's... Can you hear me? Do I need... Okay, good. He was saying there's really nowhere to go, right? Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing you really need to do.
Really?
You just need to be.
So I thought that was just really interesting, especially in this really, really busy time of ours, right? We had a rehearsal, and Keith, by the way, is one of the people behind the scenes that just really contributed so much to this, you know, helping me get my own musical self together so that he could come and be a part of the choir and help us. So I just really want to acknowledge that, and we had some wonderful conversations as well about exactly that kind of thing, yeah. We were talking about there's nowhere to go and there's nothing to do. So what if there's nowhere to go? And what if there's nothing for you to do? Now, what if there's nothing that you need to become? What if there's nothing that you need to accomplish? What if you are complete right now? Would you be willing to just suspend all thought and just let yourself be in that, like, wow, I'm already whole. I'm already complete, exactly as I am right now. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to change. There's nothing to create. Things will come and flow and arise and fall, and that's life. But we are beautiful and perfect, exactly as we are right now. Yeah? So let's say this together. We like to do affirmations in Unity, and affirmations are this beautiful thing where you can just, if you really yourself feel the energy of something, it can become part of your knowing. Okay, so we're going to let ourselves this become part of our knowing. So we're going to just take a deep breath, and it's, I'm beautiful and perfect, exactly as I am right now. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. I'm beautiful and perfect, exactly as I am right now. So now we're going to say it a little bit louder. This is a teaching of Yogananda. Unity likes to bring in every great teacher throughout time and space, and we were still waiting to hear from the aliens, but what you got for us? So let's really start with, what Yogananda suggested was if you wanted to bring something into yourself, to say it loudly first and then get it quieter and quieter and quieter until you're mouthing it and then you're just saying it without any sound. Okay? So we're going to do this about 6 times or so. We're going to start out declaring it. Ready? I'm beautiful and perfect, exactly as I am right now. I'm beautiful and perfect, exactly as I am right now. I'm beautiful and perfect, exactly as I am right now. I'm beautiful and perfect, exactly as I am right now. I'm beautiful and perfect, exactly as I am right now. I'm beautiful and perfect, exactly as I am right now. So what really matters in life, I wonder? What really matters? All of our rushing around and trying to get somewhere, become something. When people are in the last hours of their life, no matter how much they've accomplished, the one thing that strikes them is, how much did I connect with people? Not how much did I accomplish, what did I become, what did I make, what did I do? How much did I connect with my loved ones, with my son, with my daughter, with my friends? And how much did I allow myself to be who I really am? How much of my time was spent doing a lot of really unnecessary things and making them really, really important? So this invitation to rest, to deeply rest. When we rest, if you notice, like resting and relaxing, don't you sort of feel a little bit more in touch with who you really are, with what you really are, if you're more relaxed? And how often do we just invite ourselves into resting and relaxing? And what if we could rest and relax, even if we were running a 50-yard dash or cooking the hugest meal for our family that's ever been cooked? Just like a lioness, when she's about to hunt, she's waiting and intensely, but you know what? She's resting. And even when she's hunting, she's resting. There's a deep rest that's natural to all of us. And in fact, everything is actually at rest. We're just missing it because we're running around so much. So there's a buzz, there's a hum of everything being exactly as it is. There's a buzz and a hum of everything being at rest that we can tap into anytime. And that restfulness is who we are. We can really, really connect with that. So I would like to invite everybody. Everybody got a postcard, right? Do you have your postcards? Does anybody not have a postcard? Okay, we've got people that are going to pass them out. Yeah? Anybody not have one? Can you raise your hand if you don't have a postcard? And we're going to bring them out to you. In front of you, we have, there's a little tablet in front of you, in the seat in front of you, and there's a pen attached. So if you don't have a pen, there's somebody over here, a few people, yeah. So if you don't, you want to take out your pen or use the pen that's in front of you there. There's a few more people over here. Brian, there's a few people here. Yeah, thank you. Great. You want to do it? Okay. And in fact, Johnny, if you two want to do it, you can do it too, if you would like to. Why don't we would you like to? Let's get some postcards for everybody, for our beautiful, professional, gorgeous musicians. We can get them a pen each up there too as well. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. You know how we're approaching the new year, right? So, and you get to do this too, Brian, who's working so hard. You get to do it too. The exercise. So you take a card too, and Larry too. Larry gets to do it too. We'll get one up to Larry. So this is what we're doing, everybody. What you're going to do is you're going to look ahead, and what you're going to do is you're just going to write down a few ways that you could relax, a few things that you could do to relax more, certain things that you could find, or ways that you could be, or ways that you could encourage yourself to rest more deeply and relax more deeply in your life. Anything that you can do that will bring more relaxation, more rest, moment by moment, day by day. And then you can also write down, how will your life be different if you choose this? How's your life going to be different if you choose this? How will it feel different? How will it look different? What else might happen if you choose to rest certainly more than we have been? We even choose to rest all the time somehow. So I'm going to share just a few tools with you And you can take the postcards home with you and work with this some more. But this is an interesting New Year's resolution, isn't it? It's a little bit different from some of the ways we approach the new year, like I've got to go and do and be more, right? So maybe I'm going to rest more. I'm going to be more present with myself, with my loved ones, with what's happening and arising in the moment. All the miracles just are arising all around us all the time. That's all we need to really pay attention to. Interestingly enough, I tried to create this whole thing from a place of rest, and I did actually. As a producer, you just run around and you're thinking 1,000 times a minute, and you're making notes, and But you know what? I said, you know what? I'm just going to rest. I'm going to trust that I can rest and stay just resting and see what happens. So literally, you can rest and create anything. So here's an interesting tool that I like to use, and it's just called a short moment, okay? It's just taking a moment anytime during your day. And all you have to do, this is a very simple thing, you just stop thinking. Just stop thinking for right now, just for a minute, just stop thinking and relax. And right there, that illuminated space of mind that Kristen talked about, that illuminated space of mind is immediately available in this short moment. So a short moment, whenever you think of it during your day, what happens is short moment after short moment after short moment, it starts to become a continuous spaciousness that you get to tap into, which is who you are. So just remember that short moments, repeated often, until that space becomes continuous. Short moment is very simple. Stop thinking and relax. Do you feel that energy? Yeah. Because it really is the way that our mind has been trained, right? So we're just stepping out of that. We're just going, whoop, psh, I'm just going to relax. And actually, isn't it a beautiful thing that our human nature is that really, ultimately, our desire is that what we choose and what we do would be for the benefit of all. Isn't that true? When you think about yourself, really, wouldn't that be wonderful that everything that you could do could just be for the benefit of all? Which includes you, isn't it? Includes you, includes everyone, includes all the animals, it includes everything, right? So there's a mantra that you might want to write this mantra down also. For the benefit of all, I rest. For the benefit of all, I rest. For the benefit of all, we rest. We're going to do a little call and response. So I'm going to sing, the chorus is going to respond, and you can respond with the choir if you would like to. It's just this mantra, for the benefit of all we rest, and then you just follow the words. They're very, very simple. For the benefit of all we rest. Benefit of all we rest. For the benefit of all we rest. In our pure awareness. In our mind recognize. Rest your mind, recognize. For the benefit of all, we rest in who we are. For the benefit of all, we rest. 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 There is so much magnificence near the ocean. Waves are rolling in, waves are rolling in. There is so much magnificence near the ocean. Waves are rolling in, waves are rolling in. There is so much magnificence in the sunshine. Light is pouring in, light is pouring in. There is so much magnificence in the sunshine. Light is pouring in, light is pouring in. There is so much magnificence near the ocean. Waves are rolling in. There is so much magnificence near the ocean. Waves are rolling in. Waves are rolling in. There is so much magnificence near the ocean. Waves are rolling in, waves are rolling in. There is want to thank the choir. Thank John. Thank Christopher. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We have a very special thing happening next. We have had a special composition that was commissioned for tonight. Christopher is at the piano, Christopher Johnson. He is a magnificent composer. He has composed this for us tonight. It's called Darkness into Light. We also have two wonderful dancers who are going to be performing with Christopher's music. So please enjoy. And Lois is going to come and tell you just a little bit about the dance and what you can expect. So please enjoy Darkness into Light, Christopher Johnson, Lois Flood, and Marilyn Metz.
Thank you, that was wonderful. So I'm Lois Flood, and this is Marilyn Matson, and we will be interpreting Christopher's new piece of music, Darkness into Light. I will be the darkness, and Marilyn will be wafting into the light and reaching the light. So we'll start.
prepare the stage now for your sound ceremony. So you're going to really have a chance to just really relax, enjoy the crystal bowls. These are John's famous theta bowls, which when played will activate the theta waves within you. And our dear Shala, who has been with us at Unity before, does marvelous events with crystal bowls. And she's setting up her bowls for us in a number of varieties. So we just want to invite you. We're also going to introduce you for those of you who have never had a gong bath before. Anybody ever bathed in a gong before? How many people have? Yeah, okay. So it's a different kind of an experience. So you just want to sort of give yourself over to it a little bit. It gets a little bit intense, okay? But then it'll resolve. So just ride the wave of it. Just let everything be as it is. Just let everything be. Just let yourself relax. Let the energy come up. Let it swell. Let it do whatever it's going to do. And just really enjoy your sound ceremony. This is for you. So enjoy your rest.
That sacred music flowing through you. It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift. Simple song of praise called hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Sing with us. Hallelujah. I may took the name in vain to say that I'm God or same. Do I really need to prove it to you? So now there's no one outside to blame. All your life comes down in shame. You have to go within for hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. one God, and He showed you proof. She and He are one, and He lives through you. Yes, now there's no one outside to blame. When all your life comes down in shame, you have to look inside for hallelujah. 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 My song, perhaps not much. We all come here to feel and touch. I've told the truth, I didn't come to fool you. So even when it all seems wrong, I'll stand before you and sing the song of praises for the way of hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Thank you, John. Thank you, choir. Thank you, everybody, for making this energy happen, right? Yes. Well, and you know what? It's so much joy. I've said this before, but when there's nobody really here, you know what I mean? It's so easy. You know, I used to, you know, I'm learning more and more about letting go of any need for approval, any need for anything, because we're all the same. It's one energy. And if I make myself kind of like separate from the one energy, then I'm just going to suffer, and the people around me are just going to suffer. So I'm just staying in that spacious mind that Kristen talked about. I love that. What did you say? The illuminated mind. The illuminated space of mind. I'll have some of that. So I just wanted to, we can have one last song. I just wanted to just have some closing words here. And just allow, you know, just invite everybody to come and participate with us. We're creating a lot of things like this here. There's beautiful things that are happening here all the time. On the little postcard that you're going home with all of your new ways to relax, on the other side is the website for Unity in Chicago. You can check anytime. Excuse me. Back in time, thank you. Wow, there are people from Unity in Chicago watching right now. That's to you guys, you know. Let's wave to everybody. Right, wow, that's wild. That's what happens when there's nobody here, then time goes, okay. So, it is, isn't it? No, it is an illusion. So there are incredible events and classes going on here, and they're wonderful, rich Sunday services, 9:30 and 11:30, with Reverend Kristen, always, you know, having these wonderful messages, wonderful meditations, wonderful ways for us to connect with who we really are. That's what Unity of Walnut Creek is about, connecting with who and what we really are and what we can do and be together. So,
You might mention Christmas Eve and Burning Bowl.
There's a Christmas Eve ceremony, 5:30 and 7:30, and that's beautiful. There's a wonderful program. And a burning bowl on the 31st, on New Year's Eve at 7. And if you go to the website, you'll see that there's plenty of information there. I'm teaching a class in January. There were some flyers out, taking the artist away apart. And it's going to be the creative tribe. It's beyond the artist way is what we're calling it. I've taught the artist way about 5 million times. So we can update the consciousness. Thank you, Julia. I love you. And there's plenty of room to grow outside of making ourselves significant as artists. So it's for anybody. So you can find that. There are other classes that are coming up in January on the website as well. So please stay in touch with us. You have the card. So stay in touch with us. Find out what's going on. The Sunday services are live streamed if you can't come, but the energy here is wonderful. The 11:30 is live streamed. But it's just wonderful to come here and be in this community and join in. So if you have some ideas, something you want to create, let us know. Okay? So thank you very, very much. And I really just want to thank everybody, the whole cast, and all of the people that helped, and all of you for coming and making this, a possibility today. So, with that...
And shall we let them know that we're continuing out in the community room after?
Oh, thank you very much. Really nice piece of information, Johnny, to remind everybody about. Yeah. Leo, our wonderful Qigong master, is also an international ecstatic dance DJ. So we're going to be having some wonderful music, yeah. Really wonderful music. We've got somebody coming with scarves. You can dance with scarves. We've got food. It's all in the community room that way. If you didn't have a chance to make your contribution, it really helps us to create events like this. So I think there's a basket somewhere. If we can put a basket there at the door, Brian? We can just put a basket at the door there. If anybody would like to make a contribution and didn't have a chance to, you're absolutely welcome to do that. And we really thank you all so much for coming and being a part of this and making this happen, because it happens because everybody's here. And we are truly one, are we not? So let's stay connected. Thank you all so much for coming. All right. Okay, please.
So is that all right, everybody? This is my grandfather's horn.
That horn is the horn. Can you tell us just a little bit about it? What the blowing of the horn is? It's a tradition from life.
From Lynn's house.
From Lynn's house.
This is the first year that I have not had a solstice party in 40 years. And so my friend Pat said to come here, because I had to do something for the solstice.
Wow.
But I had a huge sundown to sunup with bonfire and a whole roasted lamb solstice party for 40 years.
Wow.
So I just got too old and too cold. So, but I think, people need to get up and make their own traditions. So this is wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And your name again is?
I'm Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. You want to blow it for us one more time? We'll go into the song. One more time. Thank you for tradition.
So it would be wonderful if you all sang along with this adaptation of a John Lennon song.
A little bit adapted for the solstice. So this is solstice. What have you done? I don't think you would mind. Another year over. New one just begun, and so it's the solstice, and we Hope you have fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very, very solstice and a happy new year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. So it's the solstice, for weak and for strong, the rich and the poor ones. The road can be long. So happy solstice, truly are one. Light is returning. Welcome the sun. A very, very solstice and a happy new year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. So it's the solstice. What have you done? Another year over, a new one just begun. So it's the solstice. We hope you have fun. Near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very, merry solstice and a happy new year. Let's hope it's a good one without any fear. Here we go, everybody. Peace is in us. Can you feel it? Peace is in us now. Peace is in us. Can you feel it? Peace is in us now. Peace is in us. Can you feel it? Peace is in us Oh, Tyler. inseparable.